You are now tuned in to the Premier Hotspur TV. Sit back, get involved, comment away, because we are live.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Premier Hotspur TV. It's your man Simon, North of England's biggest Spurs fan. Yes, guys, we're back with another show tonight. It's where do side pass FC? Because that's all we are at the minute. Where do we go from here? Absolutely. And co-host is back. Matt's back in the building after being busy. He's not been able to get on. But Matt, how's it going, mate?
Yeah, I'd love to say hello everyone, and I hope everyone's well, and I'd love to say I'm good, but I don't feel great, mate. Nothing illness-wise or anything, just Spurs-wise. I don't know, but I'm kind of just had enough already, and I'm kind of just I might not even watch a couple of games coming up because I don't think I can be asked to go through this shit. To be honest, I've had enough.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah. I feel it, mate. I really do. And what did I say? What did I say, mate? After that Newcastle game, everyone was getting hyped. And they were getting hyped. I don't care what anyone says. They were getting hyped, mate. Tottenham, brilliant performance. I said, pipe down. The real test comes against West Ham.
Well, we both said it, didn't we? We said, the
next
games are coming up. I think, for me, I wasn't. I was just happy that we won a fucking game of football against Newcastle. To be honest, just because of the scenario they were in, it wasn't that. Yeah, and maybe other fans were like that, but some other fans were just going way over the top. Newcastle were shit. Let's be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're beating one of the worst teams in the Premier League, and everyone's flipping. I mean, jumping on board saying we're flipping to win the league or something. You know what I mean? Come on, pipe up, guys. Come on. It's just we're just beating the really poor Newcastle side just by a goal. And when against West Ham, we had a whole week off. The whole 11 got dropped for the Thursday game. There's no excuses whatsoever. And we don't turn up. You know what I mean? And Matt, me and John, I don't know if you saw it yesterday. John jumped on last night late.
I did. I watched it as a bit of therapy. Home today. It was actually a bloody good stream. Very good. Well played, JP as well. He's really nice guy.
Mate, he's really a top lad. But do you know
humble in victory, I would say.
I had all questions, Matt, to ask because I thought I was be on my own, right? And I put the link for the fans calling show in the description. I thought, okay, it's a bit late. I don't think no one will come on. I thought I had questions for the panel, for the people in the comments. And then there's someone waiting. I looked at it. I went, oh my god, here we go, JP's. But he was fantastic.
I saw your smile. I was like, oh, someone's coming on. Here we go.
Oh dear Jesus! But yeah, he's a top lad.
Really good.
Absolutely. Let's introduce the people in the chat. Top 943 left this earlier. The only place we go from here is downwards, I'm afraid. While that parasite's still in control, nothing will change. We also know the job is too big for Nuno and the players don't care. Still get paid. Absolutely. Big up Top 943. Big up Adam. He's in the house again. Big up Derek. Thanks for coming in. Big up Top 943. Hi, Matt. Yes, Top 943. Right. Adam says more like pass back to Defence FC. Absolutely, Adam. Absolutely, matey. Adam, again, I think we're all feeling mentally drained at this point, Matt. Derek says championship if Nuno stays. Johnny Birch from work. How's it going, pal? Hi, Simon. Yep, I'm all fine, pal. Adam says we should listen to you, Simon, instead of getting overhyped. Me and Matt said it. I mean, said if you want honestly and literally don't get overhyped, just watch us because that's what we do. We on here we don't get overhyped because we know Newcastle are shit. You know what I mean? We knew this test was coming. I mean, Top 943 say I thought we was lucky against the Geordies. We could easily draw that game. We was in control at 3-1. I would say that we was in control.
I mean,
it was a sloppy own goal, and maybe
exactly.
they got a bit of confidence boost for the last 5 minutes. You know what I mean? But
No, we
nothing
controlled
more
that
than
game.
that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should have won it by more, but yeah.
Yes, big up C. Evening, fellas. Thanks for tuning in, pal. And our turn beats. Yes, bro. Adam's in the house. Big up, guys. Get over to Adam as well. He makes his own tunes, guys. So get over to Adam if you want any tunes making up. So Matt, you heard what me and JP had to go through yesterday. You heard our opinions. Just give us your overall opinion on what happened yesterday, mate.
To be honest, I thought it was a pretty poor game overall. I don't think there was too much in it. But we had chances in that first half, and we should have. There's so many like just simple crosses to Son at the back post, or Kane unlucky with his header. It was a good save by Fabianski, who I thought had a good controlling game. I just thought West Ham could have been got at yesterday. I really do. I don't think they were too much at the races. They defended really well. I'm sick and tired of these players not being up for a London derby. It's like they're scared, or they just don't give a shit. Okay, I didn't go, but I'm still paying money for Sky. I'm still paying money for BT Sport. I'm still wasting my evenings watching Dross. Like, I'm just sick of it. I've been offered the ticket for whoever we've got in the Conference League on the 4th of November. I've turned it down and said I'm not going. So I don't care if it's free. I'm not going to watch that shit. I'm done. I'm kind of zoned out from the season. I'm kind of thinking it's not going to get better. It could get much worse. It's just no desire. There's no patterns of play. There's no, and I'm sick of the guy in our dugout fucking standing there like a fucking clown and not directing anyone. I know for a fact that these players aren't good enough, but tactically in a match, I just see him stand there. He doesn't shout at players. He's not directing. It's one thing I have to say about, other managers, and I know, Arteta's a shit manager, but he at least gives it some on the touchline, and he's directing his players, and he's barking orders out. I see this guy do nothing apart from stroke his fucking beard. I'm sick of it. I honestly am. He's clueless. He's out of his depth, and I am Nuno out now. I've had enough. I don't.
Yeah,
I believe Ryan Mason would do a better job. I really do. I saw a pattern of play we had with him, and I saw a style of play with him. I'd rather have him. I honestly would, because he's a young and upcoming manager. Oh yeah, okay, he's going to take some time, but it can't be much worse, mate. Like I actually looked his first 9 games. He's got the highest fucking win percentage of any Tottenham manager in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I just don't think, mate. After this, I can see where you're coming from. Nuno, absolutely not, mate. This guy is, I echo everything you said there, mate. Clueless, absolute clueless. He's mediocre. He's a mediocre manager. He's championship at best. I think he overachieved in the end with Wolves, and that died off.
That's his level, mid-table team like Wolves.
Yeah, mid-table fodder. You know what I mean? Not Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. It was 8th choice or whatever it was. You know what I mean? I don't want to go into it all that, right? But he was. I mean, it's behind these 2 guys who we can see, Conte and Ten Hag on our back screen here. These are the sort of coaches we want into this football club, mate. Not this absolute. This guy's not his fault. He's been offered the job. He's not going to turn it down. I keep saying this. I mean, Matt, if someone come up to you, Daniel Levy come up to you, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club come up to you, and you're at Wolves, you're gonna accept Tottenham Hotspur. I don't care what you say. Wolves are flying higher, things like that. You're gonna accept the job. Absolutely, 100%. This is what happened.
I just do think he's not helping himself. I think if we were a manager, even if we weren't Spurs fan, I'd know what to do. I would make subs if I feel like the game's going flat. Even if you think you're in control, I'm not being funny. We were never in control. Everyone says, "Oh, we had 80% possession yesterday." Yeah, fucking passing it in our fucking box. It's no good if it's not in the other half.
Yeah.
What is the point? There was no progressive passes. There's no patterns of play. I mean, it's not just him. It's the players. It's the coaching staff. It's the fucking board. It's the whole club. It stinks.
Is it like that picture's a good picture of it, Matt? You know what I mean? Who do we've got with Daniel Levy? Is it Paratici? Meant to be this massive don from flipping Juve.
Oh, I mean, we're looking at Paratici. He's fucking chose Nuno. So I
Absolutely.
really don't know where to go with him. You know, look at
Absolutely.
the transfer window. That's a failure because we haven't got a backup striker again. You know, we haven't replaced Bale. You know, we haven't replaced fucking Ericsson. It's been 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah.
It's just becoming a joke, mate. And until it changes, we're just going to keep going. But I do think another manager would get more out of this team. There's no way Harry Kane and Heung-min Son are shit players just overnight like this. They're probably just thinking, you know, this guy's an absolute donut. He's getting, you know, he's making some of our players playing different. I saw Skip at fucking left back yesterday. What's that about?
Is this the one you're on about, Matt? I'll bring it up on the screen. Is this the one you're on about, Matty?
Look, I mean, you got in the top right-hand corner our fucking right back. He's playing centre forward. He's higher than Son and Kane. Yeah. What is the tactic here? I don't understand.
And if you look at the screen there, look how Kane's he's dropping deeper and deeper. He's like any deeper, he's in our own half, Matt. You know what I mean?
He should be. Son should be where Emerson is, and then probably Kane should be kind of near where Son is. You know, peeling off the back of the West Ham defenders with a bit of space, turn and hit a pass in behind. But just
look at Nuno there. Just look at him. I mean, look at the other manager. Moyes is like
you can tell. You can see by his body language. He's barking. Nuno's got his arms fucking crossed, doing nothing.
Stroking that beard of his. You know what I mean? Putting some more poly oil on it. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Look at Moyes. I mean, he's telling Antonio, track, press. I mean, you know what?
I've got people telling me, "Oh, give him a chance." Nuno do a good job, and he's a good manager. This is from some of my brothers and family sort of Spurs chat. He's fucking shit. I haven't even showed them that photo, but tactically inept. He's not a Tottenham Hotspur manager. Should have got Eric Ten Hag. From what I've seen of him, he looks like a Tottenham manager. He's good at bringing the youth through, which is what Daniel Levy likes. He's good at improving players.
Absolutely, Matt. I mean, and I tell what you said.
And he plays a good brand of football. I'm not being funny. I watched Ajax absolutely destroy PSV 5-0.
Yeah, and Dortmund as well.
4-0.
And Dortmund 4-0. Absolutely. But the thing is, yeah, Matt. I've seen a lot of tweets today. I've seen a lot of. I ain't been getting back to them. You know what I mean? I can't be asked dealing with these kind of people. But
yeah, I know.
Oh, come on. People sparking at Nuno out, Nuno. It's Daniel Levy. Yes, we know it's Daniel Levy and Enoch, but these guys are going nowhere, guys.
And this team can play better.
Yeah, of course they can.
You can't tell me they're bad players overnight. I'm even looking at players like Højbjerg, who's not pulling his sort of weight yesterday. The only positives I can take out yesterday, I think Romero had a good game, and I think apart from 2 occasions where Antonio turned him, which one was a foul, I thought he pushed him. And then, Oliver Skip again, putting in a performance. I think even he thought, fucking hell, what are we doing here today? And he went further up the pitch and he nearly scored. Because he decided, unlike Højbjerg, to actually progress forward and go, right, we need to get someone forward here to get the forward line into the game. And don't get me started on Lucas fucking Moura and players like that, because he's not pulling his weight. He's running into blind alleys. He keeps coming inside, and there's no width. Like against West Ham, I'm like, get it in the box. You've got Harry Kane and players like that who are crying out for service. What's he supposed to do if it doesn't come in? He's going to drop deeper and deeper to get the ball. Yeah. I know Kane is a bit of a problem, and he didn't mark well yesterday for Antonio, but that shouldn't be his job. It should be a Dyer or Romero or a defender on Antonio. And that goes down to the manager. He sets up the set pieces. Why was Skip marking the front post? I don't understand it. He's 5'8". Why not put Emerson, who's a bit taller, or someone who will win that header? Because if you win that header, it doesn't go as a goal. And we maybe get a draw. Yeah,
absolutely. As I said, Matt, I was at this before. I didn't see none of the game. I saw some highlights. So I mean, and I said from the word, as soon as I saw that goal, Matt, as soon as I saw that goal, where the fuck was fucking Romero? Where was the fuck was Dyer? Why is Harry Kane marking their talisman? Their talisman should be marked by one of our top centre backs we got, a Romero. I mean, Dyer, I won't say top, but 2 centre backs we got on that pitch. And neither of them are marking them talisman.
And then people say, you know, it's a player thing, but the manager and the coaches teach them set pieces. So that must have been a tactical plan to have Skip on that front post. And then Mora in behind him. What's the point in having 2 of our smallest players at the front post? Because if they miss the header, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
So that's down to the manager for me. And even he came out and said, you know, set pieces aren't good enough. That's down to the manager, who's me. But then I hear him say, I thought we played well today, and we deserve something out of the game.
When I heard that, mate, right? Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. And that's not the first time, mate. That's not the first time he's fucking said it after flipping. That's 4 London derbies. People need to fucking wake up. Yes, we know Leverley and Enoch are the biggest problem at this football club. But come on, guys. We can protest, which I do agree with, to get these fucking parasites out of the club. But Nuno's got to take the flak. That's 4 London. I've never heard of it. 4 London derbies on the fucking spin. We're getting absolutely taken off the fucking park. You know what I mean? 3-0 against Palace. 3-1 against 3-0 against Chelsea. 3-1 against Arsenal. Now 1-0 against West Ham. It's not good enough. It is not fucking good enough for this football club.
What is it with us not turning up in the second half, or even like why don't we start fast? Why do we start so shit? Why does it take us 20 minutes to get into a game? We should be at them from the start.
And who's that down to? Yes, we know Daniel Levy. We can go back to these fucking parasites.
We can blame Levy for the transfers and all that, but
we can blame him for the window is shut.
The window's shut now. It's down to the manager, who's paid probably good money. He's not going to be on bad money, is he? To do his job, and I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely correct there. It's down to him to get the best out of these fucking players. You know what I mean? And he's not getting the best out. Why? Because he's a fucking mediocre manager. He's not fucking good for. He's out of his depth at this football club. He's never fucking managed players like Harry Kane and Son.
No, well, he's another Jose, mate. I don't get the appointment because it is Jose Mourinho football again. Yeah, we're trying to get these players out of that.
It's worse than Jose Mourinho football.
It probably is, yeah. Yeah. It's because it's sideways and backwards, isn't it? What we were playing under, Mourinho.
I don't know what you think about. This is probably the worst. This is probably the worst I've seen Spurs start a season. And we've had some terrible starts, Matt. We've had some terrible starts under certain managers. Losing 4 out of 9, 10 games we played. 4 London derbies on the fucking spin. I've never heard of it, Matt. I've never fucking heard of it.
Not only that, mate. We've lost to fucking Pacos de Ferreira, Vitesse. I'm not being funny, mate. That Vitesse side lost to a side called Eagles or something. You can make it up. You can make it. I've never even heard of Go Ahead Eagles. Fuck's sake, sounds like a fucking Sunday League team.
Come on.
I just think there's so. It's not me after like 2 games saying Nuno out. I've seen this progressively over the last couple of games now. The derbies were enough. I've seen enough in the Europa Conference League. He's not getting anything out of these players. Not even the second string. They're not playing for him. Then I don't know what the tactics are. I don't know what our style of play is. I'm looking at, and people are saying I need to give him time, but I'm literally watching Crystal Palace with Patrick Vieira, who's probably had the same amount of time as Nuno, and I can see a style of play. I can see them go at teams. Okay, they're not winning, but I'll tell you what, they gave Arsenal a better game than we fucking did, and they went to Liverpool and tried to beat them. I mean, we wouldn't do that. We'd sit back and fucking get battered 4-0, and he'll go, but we dominated possession.
Yeah. Just
in your own box.
Absolutely spot on there when he said that. I fucking hate his fan base, right? We had all the possession and things like that. Don't win you flipping football games. Fuck the stats. Fuck the possession. At the end of the day, you've got to win football games, right? And West Ham come out there yesterday. I know West Ham didn't play great, but they come out there with a victory yesterday. You know what I mean? So that. What's the most important thing at the end of the game is putting that ball in the back of the net. You can have the possession, 60, 40, whatever, 28 shots on goal. If you're not winning games, you're not scoring. It's fucking that. Don't come to me with fucking.
I do think these players are better than they're playing at the moment, and I do think they're under negative football again, and they just don't know how to get out of this. They don't.
Are we overhyping some of these players, Matt?
Yeah, but potentially, but there are good players there. Like, and we've got new players there who I'm seeing bits from, but
How about Pierre? Sometimes I know people think he's a workhorse and things like that. Mate, I've seen a couple of dodgy games now, mate. Off Pierre.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. He's had more better. Absolutely,
there's no competition. So if I'm Harry Kane, I'm going, who's behind me then? Oh, I'll be starting next week, even if I play shit. Son, who's behind me? Oh, Bergvijn, he hasn't scored in 15 months. Yeah. I'll be all right.
Same as Højbjerg.
Hill, he's new to the league, but he looks, decent. He got a bit about him. But all the, there's so many. If I'm in the midfield, I go, Skip, he's working his socks off, and I think he's been brilliant for us. I really do. I think he's probably been our better midfielder over Højbjerg, to be honest. I do think there is and he's looking to progress it more. Højbjerg goes through a good game, then he'll have a bad game. I do think Tottenham's, it probably hasn't been easy. He's probably put it all in for Mourinho. And then, it's just a bit of a laughing stock at the moment. We just need to, I suppose it's even just I think it is get rid of the manager and get someone in who's going to get us to play our attacking football and get that back. Because I do think defensively we don't look, I wouldn't say terrible. I think Ramiro's got a bit about him. I'm still not sure about Dyer. But I really don't know what he's telling Emerson to do, because when I've watched him at Barcelona and at Real Betis, he's an attacking right back who's running down the wing and crossing the ball. But when I'm watching him for Spurs, I'm watching Reguilon down the left side do what he does, and we're trying to get the ball to him every time, the little long balls, and they keep going out for a throw. But then I'm watching Emerson, and I'm like, you're not getting forward, mate. And when you are forward, you're not crossing the ball. So, a lot of people are having a go at our front four and strikers and stuff, but if they're not getting anything in the box, what do you want them to do?
Yeah.
And then we're trying to play through the middle against West Ham when they know what we're going to do. Why are we so compact? Why aren't we stretching the play and attacking their fullbacks? That's what wingers are supposed to do, aren't they? I don't understand it. It's quite clear to see West Ham did not have Soufal yesterday, so I would have targeted the young kiddie, what's his name? Ben Johnson. Give him a go, run at him. He played brilliantly, don't get me wrong, but we made it easy for him. We didn't attack them. We didn't go at them like we could. On our day, if we attack to our best and they attack to our best, we score more goals and we would win the game. I'd rather us, at least try and go for a win, and even if we lost 2-1 or 3-2, then I can come here and go, okay, well, we gave it a bloody good go, and I saw some patterns of play, and we went for it, and we're scoring goals again. But I'm seeing nothing. We're not even having a shot in the second half. Not even. I'm not talking about on target. I'm talking about in general. Why are we not? When it's so tight as well, why do none of our players shoot outside the box? Because sometimes it could just deflect and go in, and you might get that bit of luck you need. I don't know. Free kicks when we could have got him in the box, we played it short. I don't know. I really don't know what the hell's going on, but something's got to change.
Absolutely. Let's get into some of these comments, Matt, and then we'll get into the first question. Nippon, how's it going, pal? Big up, everyone. Derek says, Kane, Davies, Ali, Wink, Stockett all need to leave in January. Wow, Kane. We'll get onto that. We'll get into the Kane situation. Scratchley's beard, absolutely. Anything is better than Nuno. As he says, lead position flatters us massively. Only way is down now. Christopher, thank you for coming in, mate. Need a motivator on the side of the pitch. Absolutely. So he says, if Levy sacks Nuno, does he sack Paratici too? No, I don't believe that at all, matey. Top 943 says, my promos to you Spurs. Oh yeah, we will make you proud. We'll make what Nuno said when he first come. Every manager like that. Thanks for coming in, pal. Why does it feel like Nuno was hired as a lightning rod for fan base to channel their anger towards instead of the owners. All this studs recently has turned me into a conspiracy theorist. Seriously, pal, listen. Let's quickly. I just want to go over this one here
Yeah,
quickly.
I wouldn't mind going over that as well, but
Yeah. Since he said about Nuno was hired from the fan base to air their views about an anger towards. Listen, I don't know what you're watching at the minute, mate. I really don't know what you're watching at the minute. I respect your opinion. I respect your comment. But seriously, mate, what we're watching at the minute is absolute trash. Absolutely out of his depth. I ain't got a fucking clue what he's doing. Seriously. And it's we know Leavely and Enoch out. We're not taking away the fact that we're not like saying, oh, well, it's the owners are fine now. No, we know that. That's the main going ahead. But wake up, Spurs fans. These guys are not going nowhere. Even if we protest day in, day out, the guys don't give a toss. Yeah.
who's got
So at the end of the day,
3.5 billion? Like, that's what
exactly.
No one's going to pay that, because you can go and buy a club like, I don't know, someone like Newcastle who's worth like let's say 400 million. I mean, if you're a business person, and you're rich, or you're a Saudi or a very rich, but you'll take the smaller club, and then you make profit from that. It's just business. It makes sense.
Turn a lump of coal into a diamond. You know what I mean? And that's what they're doing, and that's what they're doing at Newcastle at the minute. I mean, so listen, guys, I'm not making a stream up to flipping air my anger over Nuno, right? My feelings, if you go way back, right, when he come in, day one, I said Nuno out, not a chance. He wasn't my manager, he wasn't my choice, and telling you, I think I'm getting it right now. Seriously, about this guy. Seriously, I really am. Matt, anything to add to that, mate?
Well, I think me and you have, channeled our anger towards the board a lot of the time.
Yeah, lots of times.
But I think we're kind of realizing that, unless everyone gets on board and there's like a mass walkout or some serious action, it's not gonna happen. As long as they're getting money, that's all they care about. The NFL, it wouldn't matter. These owners can, turn it around and stay if they want to spend the money that the NFL is producing back into our team. It's as simple as that. If they do that, fine, okay. It's not only we've got to spend the money, we've got to spend it better.
Wisely.
Buying rubbish. And how do we buy a Premier League proven player in Matt Doherty and turn him into trash? He scored 8 goals before he came to us the season before, and then we're telling a right wing back to play right back. Why? Why are we buying players if we're not going to play them in the position they're supposed to be good in? And then when he's trying to be a right back, and our defence is about as open as a broffel's house or whatever, a broffel's legs, he's gonna be. I do think we should sell him, but why do we keep buying players and getting it so wrong? Bergwijn, what's happened to him? We buying some of these players, and I'm thinking, oh, hang on, they look quite good when they first start, and then they all turn shit. It must be a coaching or a management thing. The last couple of coaches, it must be, because they're not bad players, But in terms of, I wasn't too happy with Nuno. I wanted, Ten Hag, someone like Graham Potter, someone like that. But we got on with it, and I, saw a good pre-season without Kane, may I add, just because we were playing without Kane. So now we're trying to bring him back in. It's like I don't think it's suiting us personally.
That's no excuse why we're playing.
It's no excuse, but I do think if you've done. No.
But people are living on this excuse of Harry Kane at the minute. You know what I mean?
But what I saw against Man City was a hard-working team with pace, and I do think with Kane maybe in that front three, he does slow us down. Unfortunately, it's not his fault. But it's just the way he played pre-season. I just think it's disrupted it kind of all, and he doesn't really want to be there. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's. I've tried to give this guy a chance, but I've seen too much now. I've seen us lose to sides that are, terrible Pacos Ferreira, people like that with our second string team who
But the
should
thing
be
is,
good.
Matt, we don't mind losing games. You know what I mean? Because
It's
you
a
get knocked
way.
with every
It's a
game. But
manner.
it's the way.
There is a
It's the
manner.
manner we're losing them.
I
Absolutely, it's the
don't
manner.
think I've ever lost 4 London derbies. I can't think of a time where we've lost 4 in a row.
No.
In this manner. The only thing I can say, better about the West Ham performance than the other 3 is that we didn't get hammered. I suppose. No pun there,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, that's probably what the best was. We just took it on a 1-0 loss. So I mean,
there was a bit, a tiny bit of an improvement defensively, but I mean, it wasn't hard because we didn't really play Ramiro in the other games, really. Especially, against he didn't play against Crystal Palace, did he, Ramiro? It was a different back 4, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I seem to think, but yeah, I've seen enough. Like I said, I haven't seen a style of play. I don't know where we're going tactically. I'm seeing things online. Emerson playing striker when he's a right back. The substitutions are too late. I mean, how can you give Brian Hill 7 minutes and expect him just to go and he's not even used to the league. He's not even used to the league. At least give him 20. He couldn't have done any worse.
Yeah.
And it's even the weird things with a sub because I would have taken off a Skip or a Højbjerg and put Hill on and go for the game. You can't just keep sitting with 2 holding midfielders. Why did he take Reguilon off when he was our only out ball on the left-hand side to cross it in? It doesn't make any sense. And then he had to put Skip at left back. And that doesn't make any sense. It's so many things don't make sense. And I don't know what the hell they worked on all week. I really don't.
Yeah, I echo you there, Matt. And it looks like United now going to sack Nuno. It's going to be a Spursy all over again. Conte going to United. And I mean, that man to the right of us, Ten Hag, can come in and he'll change the whole dynamic of the way we play. 100%. 100%.
I watched his interview the other day after the 5-0 victory. And he said, you gave up chances and vice versa. And he said, that's not good enough. He said, I expect more from my players. They won 5-0 and he expected more. We need a manager like this who's got a mentality up here to go, right, you're not going to fucking pull your weight. You're out. You're sitting on the bench. I don't care if you're Harry Kane. I don't care if you're Min Son. If you're not going to pull your weight and do your stuff, I'll bring a youngster through. Because at least they care. And that's what West Ham have done better than us. They don't recruit these pre-Maradona, divas. They recruit hard-working players, and if they don't work hard, Moyes, sends them packing and brings in, a few more. They may not have amazing ability and be able to but they work hard as a team and they grind out results. And I'd rather have that in our team than, a bunch of divas keep sacking managers and keep throwing them under the bus.
Absolutely, Matt. But Nuno, lost a broken heart. Derek says the players are clearly not playing for Nuno. They are throwing him under the bus already. Say under the bus. Derek, just think this guy is clueless. Really, really, really do. I think this guy's out his depth. He's absolutely fucking clueless.
I think the players know that, and I think they know he was 8th choice or 9th, whatever he was.
Yeah.
And I think they're deliberately throwing him under the bus or without intent. They just don't know what he's doing. I will say, one thing. I feel like maybe over the week he concentrated on defending drills because we have looked solid, better in defence, but there's no fucking good in doing that if you can't progress it from back to forward. If you don't score goals, you don't win games.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Adam said we're still a one-half team. Ridiculous. Dara, thanks for coming in, mate. Sky Sports. Yes, Conte. It's how Spursy. Absolutely, matey. Napon says Arsenal are due humbling. Oh, I'm not piping up about nothing, mate. Seriously, Napon. I'm all saying on my Twitter, Arsenal are back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Crocodonts, to be fair, the second half non-performances have been a thing since Mourinho. So I blame player motivation for that. You can argue that's the manager's responsibility, but players should want to play. Sorry about this, Matt. There's loads to get through here.
That's right. There's loads of comments. Yeah.
Oh my God, I've lost. Jesus flipping Christ! But it's far through quickly. Bishop says, think about it. Leafley will not sack until the end. Oh yeah, I know that. I think he needs to sack now.
If this
You
was
just have to
Chelsea,
laugh.
they would have already done it.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't you? Because if you don't laugh, you're going to tear your hair out. Absolutely, Nirvana. Conqueror says that this club needs a flush, as it's had two been loose the night before. Paul says, think Nuno needs to go now. There's no passion from him. Can you imagine what he's like when he's trying to motivate these players at half time? Absolutely, Paul. Derek says we are playing crab football. I think it's crap football. I think.
Yeah.
That is what we are doing. C says we had possession, pissing about in our own half, outside the box. District says when people come and start justifying the performances with stats, it's called small club mentality. Pep and Klopp will never say that. Absolutely, District. Dara says the more time he has, the worse we are getting. The Palm says, would you take Graham Potter?
In a heartbeat.
That's an option. Adam says, who are we going to get in, though? There is a few options, Adam. I don't care what anyone says, matey. There is a few options. You go to Ten Hag now. All right? I'm telling you now, often the correct package. Package. He will come to top.
Or you just literally go to him, you sign a pre-contract agreement with him for next season, so he's ready to go. He can finish his season at Ajax, and we find an interim manager. If it is whoever it is, get him in, and then say Ten Hag will be in next summer, because at least that shows a plan. It shows a plan and a progression. We can go, all right. Well, we're in for a bit of a ride this season. Whoever the coach is going to be, they're going to come in. We'll give them our all. And we'll just go for it, to the end of the season. But then we'll think, right, well, we've got Ten Hag next summer, so and then he can have a proper pre-season. He can plan it with Paratici or whoever,
Yeah.
I think if you're going to do a manager,
I do it as well, Matt.
then that's a good plan.
Players will want to come play for Ten Hag. Come on, he's a bigger Paul than Nuno. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
Well, he could get players from Ajax, and normally when we buy from Ajax, it's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that David Neres from Ajax. I think he's brilliant. I'd have him over Bergwijn all day long.
Absolutely. The biggest worry is that you just know that Mason will get the job for the rest of the season because no one wants to join our shit show. Laugh out loud.
He would do a better job than Nuno, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know, but we need to stop talking about Mason, mate. At the end of the day, it says he needs to concentrate where he is. Go get the Charlton job, that's where he needs to be at the minute. We need something in properly, Matt. I hate when people say that. No, seriously, this guy here, Ten Hag, will flipping come and join us. 100%. Go and get a package. He will come and join us.
If it meant that Ten Hag agreed to come next summer, but we have to find an interim manager, and it was
I'll keep Nuno in for the rest of the season. Just keep Nuno in. Because we know Ten Hag's coming. If he's 100% coming next summer, all right, Nuno, you got the rest of the season.
In bottom of the league if he stays. Jesus.
Well, I don't think we'll do any better under Mason. I really don't, mate, because he'll just play his little bombs again. I mean, Winks will be back in that squad. 100%. That fucking idiot will be back in that squad. Trust me. I mean, and that's the thing with that fucking Mason. District, in the future, I want to see Pepper Martasar with Skip if we get an up-and-coming manager like Potts. Yeah. Again, with this Sar guy, I have watched him a few times for Mets, especially at PSG. He was absolutely fantastic. That is a very shit league, very slow. Me personally, it's going to take time for him to come across.
I know, but as I've said before, I do worry of who we buy because it seems at the moment when we're buying players and then they're coming into the Tottenham team, after a couple of months they just turn shit. I look at Reguilon when he first started. He was bloody. We were going, oh, what a left back we got on our hands here. Yeah. And then he completely fell off a cliff.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
So many players, and it is worrying. It's a recruitment issue, clearly.
Dara says PEH doesn't lace Skippy boots, in my opinion. Wow.
I
Wowza.
do think
Big,
Pierre,
big.
that does a lot as well. It's still early to say with Skip, but he is
But
looking.
over hyping him over way like up there, like with one of the best in the leagues and things like that. With Pierre, I think we are. I think we have in the recent performances seen a very sluggish Pierre. Really, Skippy has been the outstanding in it. He's been the outstanding one.
Yeah, he's the young blood, and he's the one who wants to give it his all because he wants to be in that team, and he knows if he doesn't pull his weight, he could get dropped, and then, but so for him, he's probably looking. I know it's Winks or whatever, but if you're Skip, you're going, well, okay, he has been a Spurs player, before and did really well when he was young, and then look at him now. I don't want to end up like that, so I'm just going to keep working hard and hard and hard. But the problem with Pierre, we don't have anyone who can come in for him to give him competition. Need competition
absolutely.
because that makes players better.
Absolutely, Matt. Right, as Christopher says, forget Reggie, he's off to Madrid. Thanks for coming in, Chris. Top 943 says, we know Nuno has lost the plot when he said we were the better team. Yeah, on the plan. Yeah, absolutely. Dietrich says, you can tell Nuno is asking Emerson to be a third centre-back. Gavin, thank you for coming in, pal. This isn't a new problem. We haven't been playing with pace or width for years. It must be so easy to defend against when we're always going up the middle slowly. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Napan Sharma says Potter is not stupid. He will not sign up for Spurs. To me, I know Potter is but I'll Ten Hag all day over Potter, me personally. If we can get
I think I'd rather Ten Hag just because I think he's got that European.
He's got that. Yeah, he's got that. And Cotton says, I agree, Nuno needs to go. I just think hiring Nuno was a plan from the owners to direct and go away from. Yeah, okay. In what you're saying there, to see where you're coming from, mate. So we're directing away from our anger over, and we're
when it goes sour, we'll just blame the owners again. So they're going to get it as more of a backlash. So it doesn't make any sense.
It's both ways at the minute. I want them out. I want them gone.
Yeah,
but that's not the realistic option at the minute. Is Nuno will go before these. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to say. We've got to get rid of Nuno. You know what I mean? Because things are not getting better.
No.
Gavin says 3.5 billion for us. Enoch are having a laugh. Absolutely, Gavin. That's what Matt said. Who's going to come up with 3.5 billion? And then you got flipping transfers and this is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It is. So it says the simple fact that team that doesn't have a shot in the second half of 3 games, the coach has to go. Yeah, I totally agree with that. All I'm seeing, I don't know what he's on about. But he's on about there.
Maybe do I.
Gavin Williams, Nippon, what are you all about there, mate? Just saying on the stream. Guys, is there anything up with the stream? Bergwijn was online a punt. He was never a proven player in any league.
No, he was good in the Dutch league. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
He was scoring goals for fun.
Don't think it's the coach anymore. Oh, you will say that because you're not a Spurs fan, pal. Bergwijn was only ever a punt. He was never. Oh no, we'll have that one again. Gavin Bergwijn was very good at the start, and I believe the good coaching he could be.
He's getting injured, doesn't he? Like he had a good run of form, and he was doing well at the beginning of the season, and then after Wolves, I think he got injured, and then he just looks back to his he needs a goal. I mean, he hasn't scored in 15 months. I mean, that's shocking.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris says, what do you think might happen Saturday night against Man United? Because, that we'll leave that to another show when we think, mate. But yeah, it's going to be very good. Mo Salah. Oh, he's off again. How's it going, Jake?
He's very happy. Very happy.
Yep, he's only had a few good games at the start. He's been here for 18 months. I totally agree. Chris says if Overmars goes to Newcastle, Ten Hag will go too. Wow, Overmars as a director of football,
Yeah.
maybe. Tottenham,
Yeah, I think it
top
is.
line for 3. I believe we will lose to Burnley and United on Sunday.
Saturday. If he loses both of
Saturday.
them, he's done. For
Yeah.
me.
People need to forget about Poch and won't come back and leave it. Yeah, me personally, Poch.
He'd be
it's a
bloody
distant
stupid
memory.
too.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. So just say, Simon, it makes no difference who's in charge. Levy and the ball need to go. They will never back the manager. He always goes for cheap option.
I do believe with Paratici there, though, he is going to do something in January because I don't think I do think there's going to be transfers, but yeah, we just need it in more key positions. You know, we need a second striker, we need a creative midfielder, but he can only get given what he gets given by the club. That's the problem. We don't know how much he was given, and maybe he did the best of what he got. I mean, if we're looking at Romero, he looks like a very good centre back, and without Paratici, we wouldn't have got him because old Hitchin wouldn't have been able to do a deal like that.
Mm.
I do think we need to. Yeah, I think I still think Levy's getting involved a bit, but I do think he's going to leave Paratici to get on with it. But I just think maybe even Paratici might be rethinking the manager type. Maybe they're looking now. Maybe Levy could have been on the phone to Paratici and go, "We need to start looking for possibly a new manager or getting in contact with a couple because." I think this guy is completely, they're not stupid. They look on social media. They must see all these headlines, and it'd be interesting to see what kind of atmosphere it will be like, next Saturday. Depends how Wednesday goes, I suppose. But yeah, I think we should be taking the cup seriously now because I don't think we're going to be doing that well in the league. So I'd probably go all out for the cups.
Absolutely, Matty. And I'll just say to that, literally, I'm like a broken record with these sort of comments. Yet again, listen, we know Leavely and Enoch and all the fucking bullshit up top. These guys are not going fucking nowhere. Trust me. Ten Hag in that position now, Tottenham will be doing much better. Trust me.
We'll
still be having Enoch out, Leavely out, all that fucking talk bollocks, all that bullshit. Yes, we know Enoch has to go, the club has to go, but with another manager in that position at the minute, Tottenham he'll get the best out of these, much more what Nuno's getting out of these players, trust me.
Well, he'd be shouting at the players, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Like I said, after a 5-0 win, he was moaning about the defence. I mean, what would he be like yesterday if he was on our touchline and we lost 1-0? He'd be like, he'd be. It's what we need. We need someone who's going to come in and kick some arse and give Levy a kick up the arse. No more of these yes men. I've had enough.
Absolutely, pal. Oh, we've got flipping loads of questions here. I've got about 7 questions. I'm not going to get through them. Flipping out, Jesus Christ. Question for both of you. Do you see Dane Scarlett as a future England's national? Well away.
Yeah, I
well
really
away.
don't know.
The guy. I'm not being disrespectful.
I think we're harming him at the moment.
No, not that, mate. Seriously, the noise coming out of the camp is this guy is fucking top player, right? You're playing against an absolute this team from Dutch league.
However,
though,
he had our midfield was a joke. Now, when you got Winks and don't get me started on Lo Celso because he was fucking playing ballerina dancing. I don't know what he was doing.
To me, Scarlett's 10 years away, mate.
He needs a loan. He needs to go out and do men's football and come back. I mean,
he's getting pushed over too easy. And
I've been watching Troy Parrott, and he's starting to score in the Championship and the League One. He's getting the experience.
This guy, Matt, he's playing against fucking Dutch fodder. This fucking peninsula. I've never heard of the fucking team.
In fairness, he didn't get a chance because our team is coached by an idiot. And that's as simple as that.
Oh, it was a correction for the previous comment I made. Okay, pal. Thank you very much, Richard. Yes, Richard. Mass clear out, new manager, new board with a 5-year rebuilding plan.
That's not going to happen. You can't just. it's not.
forward.
You can't just get rid of them like that. It doesn't work. They're not going to just go, "Oh, you lot don't like us, so we'll just sod off." When we got the NFL coming twice a year.
Seriously, this is why I say Spurs are so far away from winning a League trophy. We are so far away.
I literally just want to get back to playing some good football and getting a bit of consistency again. I'm not even, thinking about trophies at this moment in time. Maybe in the Carabao Cup we could get lucky and it's a cup, isn't it? So you can get lucky and just put a run together.
And Richard, the question I want to put to you, mate, how many rebuilds do we need? We've been rebuilding since fucking Daniel Levy's come 20 years ago.
Also you can't just have a mass clear out because it's quite clear to see that the club don't replace players with with adequate backups, and so then you're just relying on loads of youngsters who if they're not ready for it, we're going to get absolutely destroyed. So it's got to be a staged clear out. I do think them, I think they finally got rid of the likes of Aurier, Sissoko, but what I'd give maybe for I suppose Sissoko in midfield in these European games, because I guarantee he'd be running around a lot more and winning the ball back.
I just think that fucking our second string, mate, is they're not good enough at the minute, mate. I mean, they can't play Conference League.
No, yeah.
I'm not bothering watching that crap anymore. Nippon says, I personally think you guys will beat United. I don't think so. Me personally,
I'm not sure either, to be honest.
I think we're losing our next fucking 3 or 4 games. Trust me. Richard says players like Winks, Davis, Kane, Sanchez, etc. have been here far too long. Richard says the only highlights for me yesterday was the Tottenham boys taking the West Ham concourse. Big up Neil Curtis from work. I have to go, Neil. Big Liverpool fan. Do you think Harry Kane is settled at the club? Not a chance, mate. Not a chance. Me and Matt have been talking about this as well.
He's got the right he's proper pissed off, and you can't blame him. We are in an absolute. He deserves better. We're in an absolute shit show of a mess, and he probably thought, Mourinho was the one. Then you sacked him 6 days for a final. Doesn't make any sense. Then Conte, when that came out as a report and it got leaked to the media, you had to go and get that done, because if you didn't go and get that done, you were going to look like an idiot. And then whoever you would get is, the fans, or a player like Kane is never going to be happy, because he'll go, well, one to Conte. He maybe could, he's like the new, he's like another Mourinho, but he can kind of, he's not a dinosaur. Like, he's playing the new type, he can adapt to the new style of football, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And just watch him go to United, mate, and flourish. It's Spursy, mate. This is Spursy. We're going to watch it. Watch it in our own eyes here. Richard says,
mate, I'd have him. I actually would have Steven Gerrard. I can't see him doing any worse.
We'll look up to him. Gavin says, Levy won't have anyone to spend his money. Levy won't leave anyone spend his money, and no point of having a director of football. Yeah,
I do.
It's a bit of a weird one.
I do think we have spent money. Like, even after the Champions League final, we spent 150 million. We just wasted it. We got Ndombele, Jack Clark, Lo Celso, Ryan Sessegnon, 4 players, and they're all crap. Well, not all of them, but I mean, at least 3 of them are. I'm not sure what to make of Ndombele, because I don't think he was great yesterday. To be honest, he's kind of back to the Ndombele we know, but then the whole team was sort of shit. So I really don't know, but I do think we spend money sometimes, and I do think they did spend after the Champions League final. We just spent it wrong. Should have got Bruno Fernandes. That's who we should have got.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. It just says I boycotted the club for over 3 years, and I will continue until Enoch have gone. That's probably another 25, 30 years, Richards. I get hundreds of emails about I haven't bought tickets and merchandise in a while. Mate, listen, these guys are not going nowhere. Trust me. I'm telling you now. What's happening now, mate? The fans are back in the stadium, making a lot of money. So
you might as well go and watch them. Not at this moment in time, but yeah.
Which is saying no Dane Scarlett will be a top championship player at best
We'll see. We'll
in the
see.
future.
I don't know.
Chris says Leavely won't leave because he has been promised he's NFL Tottenham. Seriously, mate. Seriously, this is what it's all about now. Zoko leaving it in there. Napon says that the United players have down tools, though.
Yeah,
What has Tottenham players done?
But if Solskjaer gets sacked before the Spurs game, and even if they just get, an assistant coach, it will galvanise them. They'll be like, right, well, he's gone. We're gonna, be getting someone new. Let's put on a show today, and let's go and spank Spurs. It's never an easy game against United.
Absolutely. Richard says hate West Ham, but they look like they have a bright future and are starting to build a strong squad. I'd rather go back to the old days at White Lane when we had 4 teams but won an odd cup. The years in 91, 99 and 08 and still give me the best days of my life. Man U make Conte contact. Our turn beats Adam Brozan. We'll try. I wouldn't be surprised. I really won't be surprised because.
But then there are rumours of saying Conte doesn't really like joining a club, in the season. But he said he might do it for United, but he doesn't tend to do it. He tends to like to have a pre-season and be able to buy players. Have the whole summer to either get a clear out or bring in some new players. So I don't know. It'd be interesting.
Right. We'll get into the first question. Right, I won't go through them.
First question.
It's loads there, but I won't go through them all. I'll pick one out of it. All right, this one, Matt. Are we being too harsh on Nuno?
No, because I'm not seeing anything that suggests progress to me. I'm not seeing any instructions on the pitch. I'm not seeing any good body language. You showed that photo earlier, and we saw David Moyes. You can see in his body language he's shouting and he's more open. And I'm seeing Nuno, and he looks like he's just doing that. Just wearing his bloody coat like he always wears. I mean, why isn't he wearing any Spurs gear? Even Jose did it. He wore, Spurs, coats, but I want to see a manager who wants to be there and not just be the yes man, and then he knows he'll just get a payout even if he does badly. I tried to give him a chance, but I'm not seeing anything, mate, and I've had enough. I don't think it's harsh. I think the stats back it up. 4 London derbies in a row, lost them all. No shots in the second half. Off target, on target. None of that. No progressive patterns of play. You can't even get Son and Kane going, scoring. They look a bit off it. Even Son looks, a tiny bit off. He had a one-on-one that he normally buried. He would have buried last season. Let's be honest, he would have smashed that in. I don't think I'm being harsh. I think all the stats back it up, and the only team that's worse than us is Norwich in terms of stats. And if you look at it like that, it's damning. I think the stat is the most shots, and I think we're just in front of Norwich, which is not good enough. Not with players that we've got.
Absolutely, Matt. Neil says, enjoy the discussion. Hope you get your club back. Neil, nice one, pal.
We hope so too. I just want to, just be happy watching them again, and just see a bit of. I'm not asking us to win the league. I'm just asking us to win some games. Fucking hell.
Absolutely, pal. As Matt said there, we're not been too harsh on Nuno, and it makes you laugh because he only got a 2-year contract. That just says it all. Just says it all.
I mean, in the players, is it in the players' back of mind? He's only here for 2 years. It's not a long-term project with him.
I don't think that is that bad. I think they all saw Conte at first.
Yeah.
Then they saw Fonseca. Then saw like bits of Ten Hag. And then we went to Nuno. Well, he's like, come on. The players are probably thinking, what the hell is fucking going on here?
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a guy. I'm not being no disrespectful to Wolves, but it's come from Wolves. You know what I mean?
But I mean,
He,
you look at Wolves now. I spoke to. I got a Wolves fan
they're looking great.
at my work. They're looking great, and my friend at the gym, who's a Wolves fan, he's like, I'm enjoying watching the football. He said under Nuno, it was terrible that last season. He went, I'm enjoying free-flowing attacking football. He said we're not winning every game, but he said I'm proud of the team and I'm seeing a progression.
Yeah, as I said, you're not going to win every game, but
another manager who has had the same time as Nuno. Well, how comes he's getting more out of Wolves?
I mean, they always say to like the new manager bounce and give it 6 months that they'll get a reaction. But
we had a one-game manager bounce, and that was against Man City. That was it.
Absolutely.
That's the best I've seen.
And even then, we got fucking blasted on possession.
Yeah.
I mean, we just even Pep could come out and said after that game, "Oh, we battered on possession. We the best team lost," but he doesn't, because he doesn't go to stats and things like that. He knows that is just all bullshit. You know what I mean? To win football games, you need to chip in, score goals, and work hard.
It was a team that worked hard that day and worked their socks off for the badge. And I'm not seeing that now.
And I don't think we're being too harsh on Nuno at all. I mean, absolutely. And it's not saying we don't want Enoch out, we don't want Levy out. We do. We do want these out. But, mate, seriously, Nuno's got to be the first one at this present moment. Because
go get that manager in who can get this squad back up, bit of confidence, and then we'll build from there.
Absolutely. So, me personally, I still can't believe Levy turned down Conte.
I don't know. Conte might have turned down him, with his proposal.
I still say, Matt, Conte was really looking forward to it. That's in my personal opinion. I think he was looking forward to it. I think it was all go. And Daniel Levy just pulled him. He knows spend money. His backroom stuff. Backroom stuff is bullshit to me. That's bullshit.
It was just all before
get out of jail card, that one.
Well, it was all before the ticket renewal for the season, wasn't it? And then as soon as everyone renewed, it was it's fallen through.
Yeah.
Convenient. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and Fonseca. He's close. Oh no, he's not. It's Gattuso. Oh fucking no, we've gone to Nuno. It was Nuno all the fucking way, Matt. Trust me. They're just throwing names in the media to get fucking people fucking, as I said, getting the flipping season tickets done. And then they've dropped the bombshell. Oh, we got fucking Nuno. We're paying £3 million a fucking season, and there you go.
But it was alarming that Crystal Palace turned him down and Everton. I don't know if that spelt danger to us. It should have anyway. It should have gone. Well, why has he turned? Why have they turned down Nuno? Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Because they had Vieira and they had a plan, and they look like they're going in the right direction, and we look like we're going in the. I said I don't like Vieira, and I wouldn't have him as our managers because obviously he's an ex-Arsenal player, and it wouldn't, I just wouldn't go down that route. But he would get us playing,
Would you swap Arteta for Nuno?
I don't think I can answer that, to be honest. I don't know.
Guys in the chat, would you swap Arteta for Nuno? I got asked this by.
It's so hard.
I got asked by this by JP, or was it one in the chat last night? Would we swap? And I thought, wow, please don't put me on. That's a question after. Oh, Tony. It was Tony actually asked the question in the chat last night.
I can't answer that because I really think he's a twat. But he does give more passion than Nuno. And I do think he has a bit more tactical nous. I don't think he has much tactical nous, but I do think, he uses his subs well, but they have got a better, they've got a second striker, funnily enough. Someone like Lacazette who they can, bring off, the bench, along with other players. But I think they're both terrible, so that's how I'm going to answer it. I'm not choosing. There you go.
And so who's to blame for what's going on at the moment, man, Matt?
I think it's just everyone at the club. I don't think it's just a board problem. I think it's a board problem. And that, obviously that's where the main problem comes from, because people look up to the board, and that's where the rotness is coming down into the the dressing room and into the So I do think it's a board. I think it's a player issue. I think players are too comfortable. I think they're getting good money. Nice lives. Sitting on the bench, earning 100 grand a week, or whatever they're earning, but not turning up. For games that we need them. Manager, I think, is an issue. I just think it's a mix of everything at the club. But the only way to fix it at this moment in time is to try and get a new manager in, I think, who can try and get attacking football back, because that's kind of what we want to see. I watched Liverpool and they, attack teams. I remember when Jurgen Klopp, when he came into the Premier League first, and yeah, they were leaking goals, but they were outscoring teams. They were winning 5-3, 5-2, 4-2, 4-3s. Hey, I'm up for the ride if someone wants to come in, and I'd rather see that than fucking nothing. No shots in the second half. Just passing it in our penalty area, and then they call that 80% possession. It's, what would you rather see?
Yeah.
I'd rather see us have a go and at least go out on our own shield, rather than just sulk and just not turn up for any derby, any game. The only teams we seem to be able to beat are teams worse than us.
Absolutely, Matt. And to me, made some good points there, Matt. And I said, who's to blame? As you said, Matt, it's a mixture. It's a mixture of things that's going on at this club. Number one is Lee. We can't go away from that. Nick and Daniel Levy are the ones that really are. Holding this club back, and they have been doing that for years, mate. And all they've achieved is a nice shanky stadium, a nice suede flipping training ground. It's going to make a lot of fucking money, right? And don't give a shit about the playing stuff.
The way I can put it in where everyone can understand it, because everyone works. If let's say your work you're at, your CEO, someone like Dan, who, let's say the chairman of your company or whatever, if they've got the attitude where they don't care and they're just all about the money and, other things, and they neglect their employees and things like that, then I'm afraid it all, it affects the business, it affects, the money, financial things. And I'm afraid at the moment, because of the owners, the business is being really hurt, and I do think it's seeping down into the dressing room and into the players. And I think some players have just had enough of being under shit ownership, and and they want to win stuff, and they've been close, and we just can't break through that kind of glass ceiling. But if you had a boss like that, you wouldn't want to go to work, or you'd be pissed off like someone like Kane is. And I can understand it, because if you've given your all for your company and they've pretty much just shit on you and treated you like shit and sold you a dream, then you are going to be pissed off.
Yeah, that is true, Matt. That is true. But to me, they have made a report. They made a right clanger in Nuno. 100%. And do you know what? I've never, in the last few appointments, Jose Potter, I've never come across, and I've said to myself that they made clangers. But this is a fucking real clang. This is dead. They've got to hold their hands up. Even Daniel's just come out and say, "Listen, I own up to it. It's a bit of a mixed match. Spurs and Nuno."
Well, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because obviously Levy said he promised us attacking football and a Tottenham coach, and then I don't know kind of who is to really blame, because if Paratici's come in and gone, I think we should go for Nuno, or a bit more of a defensive coach, because he apparently fell out with Fonseca, or they had a disagreement.
Yeah.
But when it was Steve Hitchin and Levy deciding, we were linked with Ten Hag, Potters, Brendan Rodgers. And then Paratici came along, and we were linked with all these kind of Italian defensive sort of managers. So I do worry that if we do sack him, is Paratici going to take? I mean, he's the footballing director. Will he learn from his lesson, or will he go back into that sort of league? I think he needs to try and work out what club he's at and what our brand of football is. And I think only Daniel Levy and people on the side need to have a word with him and say, look, we didn't really want Nuno. You kind of sold us that he can play attacking football like he did at Valencia, and that's how I reckon he sold it to Levy and to Hitchin or whatever. But I do think that the plan maybe was to get someone like Ten Hag if Paratici wasn't there, or a manager like that. So it does kind of worry me with as much as I want him to go, I really hope Paratici will at least go and get someone who's attacking minded. Because we can't have another defensive coach. It doesn't work.
No, absolutely. And everyone can fucking stop talking about Mason. I see it a lot today. I mean, Mason. Please. We're saying Nuno's not the answer. Fucking Ryan Mason is not the fucking answer. Even for interim to the end of the season. No. Stop there. We've got to go get Ten Hag. 100%. Or someone in that way, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, all we're doing is replacing one shit for another shit. That's all we're doing if we're going to put Mason in the line. That's all we're doing. And we're going around in a fucking shit circle. Let's fucking
the only way I'd accept someone like Mason is if the club came out and said, look, we tried to get Ten Hag. He's basically agreed that he's going to be coming next summer on a pre-contract agreement. So we're going to stick Mason or whoever in interim to the end of the season. And we're going to, really go again next season and come out with a statement at least. That's the only way I see it. But if it was,
I think we need it now, Matt.
We do need it now.
We need it now.
I think anyone who comes in will give us. Well, it can't be any worse.
I mean, we can probably. If Ten Hag comes in, someone like that comes in now, we'll probably say, "Do you know what? Okay, let's give it a good go," because he is a top coach. You know what I mean? Respectable coach around the world at the minute. I mean, so and there's not only Spurs are after him, Arsenal are after him, and I do believe like Newcastle now. What we're hearing, they may be after him. Now we've got to act quick.
Yeah,
I mean, Newcastle grab hold of him. United grab hold of Conte. Who the fuck is out there? And this is the problem. You know what I mean? Fonseca, I've fucking never seen this guy coach. You know what I mean? So I can't freaking question this guy.
I know he plays attacking football. I know he'll bring that, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Get out of it.
I don't want him. No.
The only other one, and I think the players who have respect, like likes of Kane, who have respect for him and things like that, will be Stevie Gerrard. I mean, if push comes to shove, we can't get Ten Hag or Conte. Obviously, Conte looks like going United. It looks like Ten Hag could be going.
I've heard people say Frank Lampard. That would not go down well at
the
club.
No.
He wouldn't come. I don't think he'd come anyway.
Frank needs to stay away.
Yeah. I'd have Stevie G, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Stevie G, mate, because I think he'll be well respected.
I think we need a manager like a Klopp. Like when Liverpool got someone like Klopp to bring in a proper project, back in properly, attacking good football, be a bit patient, and
it looks like we're just throwing fucking money at fucking eighth-rate fucking managers like Nuno.
But I look at someone like Klopp, and he's annoying on the touchline, but when he wins and at the full-time whistle, he's got a bit about him, and he goes up to the crowd, and he gets them jeering up. We need that again.
Oh, we had that Nuno. I know what the fans will come out now with comments. Nuno does
fuck all. He did it at Wolves a bit, and then he lost his way. And last season, he never did it again. That was just at the beginning. Like, he's not like that, but I'm not.
I saw this coming from the start, and I said, keep on saying this guy. I mean, it was never. It was a mixed match. It really was. I just want them to come out now. United's acting. Looks like they're acting. Spurs need to act now. You know what I mean? Just go and sack him. Go and get a Ten Hag. You know what I mean? Go and get someone like him.
Obviously, they're probably just going to Well, obviously we've got the cup game against Burnley, haven't we? I mean, they'd probably wait to see after that, maybe. I don't know. That's a big
Oh,
game, if you ask me.
he'll he'll be a coward and play the fucking reserves again. He'll
No,
play
if I
with
was him,
that.
I'd play the first team. I'd be like, fuck it, you're going
He
out there and
won't,
you're
mate.
getting us into the
He
next
won't know,
round.
Matt. He'll say, "Oh, we got United Saturday, Saturday evening. Oh, the fucking that reserve team can fucking go out against Burnley.
Why can't we
We'll
go
lose to
strong?
Burnley.
Why can't
Then,
we play the first team in both? We need
oh, we can't.
victories.
They can't play 2 games in the week, Matt. This is what apparently was coming on. Oh, don't go there. 2 games a week's too
I
much
know,
for
but
these fucking.
they need to get used to playing with each other in this system. You
Oh,
might as well
these
just keep
footballers
playing
are
them.
so hard done by, mate. So hard done by these footballers getting paid all this money. Oh, wrap them up. Oh, it's full of shit, pal. It really is absolute bullshit. Professional footballers can't play 2 games a week. Absolutely.
And yet West Ham can do it. Just saying.
Uh, well, there's a few here. Where have I got to?
Well, like I say,
Derek
mate,
says
if
we
we
need to get
don't
rid of
beat
the root
Burnley,
of the problem, and we all know who's that, don't we? Top 943 say if a new manager comes in and still can't turn it round, then when we go from there, we'll get to that question where we can, because I mean, I say it, an half decent manager will get the best out. Seriously,
yeah,
we'll get the best out of this team. Although you guys did beat City on the open day, wonder what happened to that energy. Matt, we always come up with this commenting that Matt, the new manager bounce, and that's basically what it was. Basically what it was. There was no Harry Kane. He set up shop with free attacking pace going forwards, and he injected that hard working mentality in him. I mean,
yeah.
and I agree. That energy, that mate,
I think,
that went quick.
I
That
think what
really
you got
went
to
quick.
remember as well was that was the first game back at the stadium full capacity since the pandemic. So I think it was always going to be a good atmosphere, and the players could always get up for it because they wanted to put a show on for the fans who had been away for near enough a year and a half or whatever. So,
But last, I do say we did beat City, but they fucking hammered us Saturday. We just literally, unfortunately, we dug in, we defended well, we went right to the end, Matt. And the possession was crazy on that day. City should have been what 3 or 4 up. Me personally, yeah, not a problem, pal. Yeah, not a problem. So yeah. So I totally agree, Das. We were good against City. Hard working. That's what I liked about it. We pressed, we got in their faces, we didn't give up. We went to it was 93, 94 minutes and we still flying tackles into Pierre from Pierre and guys like that. You know what I mean? Bergwijn. I mean, it was great to see. It was absolutely fantastic to see. But that's gone. The energy's gone, mate. It's vanished. And I just think these players, mate. I think the change as well when we bring Kane back into the setup, and that's when we start losing games. It was worrying. But to me, mate, I do personally believe that this guy has lost the players, has lost the dressing room. Richard says rumours are the players don't like Nuno. I don't like my wife, but still try my best to make her proud. Good old Richard. I've heard this a couple of times that the players don't like him. How true is it? We don't know. I don't think we'll never know. Rich says Arteta reminds me of Matteo from ITV Comedy Peloton. Oh, he's funny. Richard says love Klopp and his team plays total football. Absolutely do. They play total football. Fantastic to watch. Brentford played us off the part. Brentford played us off the part too. Dar says, "Oh, okay. Do you think that they should go back to that front 3 in the next game? Take off Kane, go with Berg, Sonny, and Mora against United, a depleted United at the minute. The front from United. I just don't think you probably said you probably could go back to that front three. But Harry Kane's not getting dropped, and unless he's injured. I mean, that's the thing. So it's not worth thinking about it because I think, me personally, Harry Kane will not get dropped against United. 100% not. But to go back to Bergie, Sonny, and Mora, I don't think Bergie's 100% fit yet, so I won't say to play that. But yeah, we did it against City, but lucky, very lucky. But we worked hard. But Harry Kane will start 100% against United at the weekend. Matt? You're on mute, Matt. You're on mute. Come, Matt. Go back out and come back in. While Matt sorts that out, we'll get on to the next one. This one quickly. As Paratici lived up to his reputation, what happened at Juve? Me personally, Paratici, has he lived up? I think he has. Me personally, because I think he's Romero was a great sign. I think this kid will be an absolute sensational sign for us going forwards. Hill is a bit too early yet. I think he's great. Me personally, but do I believe he didn't get the players he wanted? Yes, I believe. I believe he didn't get the players he actually wanted. I think it's either one, didn't leave, didn't want to pay the money, and two, these players he wanted, he didn't want to come to Tottenham. I mean, so it's very hard to say. Very hard to say, and Hyper say his opinion on Ollie. We'll get to that in a minute. Hyper, thanks for coming in, pal. So, as he lived up, it's very early to say for Paratici. Me personally, I just think under a different manager, I think he'll come good. I really do. And is Paratici the guy who is handled the transfers? Last, we don't know what goes on. Seriously, I still say Daniel Levy's is in total control over these transfers. Still, me personally, I think he's gone to Daniel about some transfers, and I don't think he's accepted Paratici. Me personally, so we'll get Matt back in, see if it will work again. Matt,
Hello, can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear you perfectly, pal.
Lovely.
Matt, was going about Paratici has lived up to his reputation of his career at Juve and things like that. To me, I think he's bring a diamond in Romero 100%. I think this guy will be an absolute fantastic going forwards. Hill, it's a bit too early. We've seen good glimpses of this guy, so I think potentially could be a good signing. And the goalkeeper, I don't think this guy's up to it. I really don't.
No, yeah, it doesn't look fantastic, does he? But
no, Emerson, I want to see more. He looks all right. I mean, personally, and so what's your think, Matt? Is he living up to? Is he getting the players that he wanted? Do you reckon there's players that he went to Daniel Levy about and Levy said we're not getting this? I mean, and
well, I think he wanted, I think Traore probably. I think he maybe wanted because Nuno wanted him. Neves, Martinez. I think that was one he wanted. Martinez or Vlahovic. I definitely think he wanted one of them. I can't judge him at this moment in time. He hasn't even been in the job in a year yet. I don't think it was a terrible transfer window, but we needed a striker and a creative midfielder. But I don't believe that's his fault. I just think it's what the budget or whatever he was given. I'm hoping that he's got a plan in January and we're not going to stand still in January because I do think we're going to need some players. And I think there are deals to be done. There's a lot of players running out of contracts soon. Kessie comes to mind. I think it'd be good in our midfield. Bringing in that bit.
I've watched him a couple of times lately, Matt. I'm not over sold
100%
on
sure.
Kessie. No, I'm not saying he won't improve our midfield, but to me, mate, it's nothing real special about him. But it's a free transfer.
Yeah,
And
exactly. And I do think he'll be better than Winks. So.
Yeah, well, I understand he's better than Winks.
Yeah. I mean, the one that screams out at me, I mean, we'll never get him. But I'd like Rudiger, but I don't see that happening. But apparently Chelsea aren't paying him what he's owed. Apparently he's on 100 grand a week there. I think he wants near 200. So if Spurs had if we had any ambition or any balls, that is a perfect centre back partnership with Ramiro. He is a fantastic defender.
Yeah,
honestly, he would be. That would be our back two. Sorted probably for. He's experienced, German international, quick. He's won stuff. He's been there. He's done it. He's experienced. I'd be going for him if he wanted to come. But I mean, would he want to come? Probably not. He's not going to want to go from Chelsea to Spurs, is he? Win fuck all and not even challenge. So
you never know. With the right manager, with the right manager,
you never know.
Paratici, have a little word about it, but yeah, never write it off. With
never
Rudiger.
write it off, like you say. But
to me, Paratici, mate, it's too early. I'm not.
It is too early.
I think
we'll talk about this maybe at the end of the season, maybe, or maybe maybe after January. Maybe we'll see if we do anything in January. But it took him time at Juve. How long was he there? Over 10 years.
Yeah, it was 10 years.
He had quite a building job there to do. So I do think he needs time. Hopefully, I
just think he needs an half-decent manager. I'm not being disrespectful on Nuno. No. I'm not calling him a crap manager. I just don't think he's the right type for Tottenham. I don't think he suits Tottenham style of play. I don't think he suits the club. I think
Paratici saw what he did at Valencia, playing that attacking type of football, and thought he could bring it to Spurs. Hence why we were linked to play 3-5-2 or even 4-4-2, which is why we wanted two strikers. But it didn't come to fruition, and then we had to play the 4-3-3. It doesn't suit us. And now, Nuno's having to play, I suppose, a formation he's nowhere near used to. It's not an excuse. But yeah, I think Paratici is kind of, I reckon wherever he is, he's thinking, I don't think I was quite right here in this one. I think this is going to end sort of one way. I reckon there's been discussions already between him and Levy. Yeah. I really do, because that's the type of man Paratici is. He's not come here to fail. He's come here to build a team and build a, if he can make, I'm not saying he'll do what he did at Spurs, like he did at Juventus, but if he could have anywhere even half that success, or, it would look good on his CV if he wanted, another job further down the line. But, we'll see. We've had director of footballs before, and it hasn't always worked. I look at Franco Baldini, but yeah, Paratici's probably got a better record than him. But, I think that question, time will tell, mate.
Absolutely. Hyperspace, how do you feel about the possibility of Conte going to United? It's just Spursy hyper. That's all it is. Darth says, okay, maybe that is he did get two good players, but there's someone missed out on Zuma and the Japanese player Arsenal got. I'm not really sold on that Tomiyasu, me personally.
I like Zuma though. I like Zuma.
Zuma, quality, mate. Absolutely quality. I'm surprised Chelsea let him go. Really. I don't know what went on there. Sorry, guys. Alpha says apparently Antonio wanted to add 3 or 4 more members of his staff plus 100 million plus control. Yeah, I just don't believe all that bullshit. Me personally, I think it wouldn't have come over staff. $100 million would have gave him that easy, and he would have had control over the thing.
I do think
Levy.
it was. Well, I think. Well, apparently it was something to do with the staff, wasn't it? I think he wanted more than 3 or 4. I think he wanted 6 or 7. But yeah, I think Levy just said no, pretty much. But I'm sure Nuno's probably got a team of at least 4 or 5. So what's the difference?
Yeah, absolutely. It just doesn't make sense. I think it's a
Yeah.
smoke screen.
Yeah, it
And
is a smoke screen, isn't it? Yeah.
Napon says non-Tottenham related question for both of you. Does Ollie survive that car crash of performance from last night? No.
I hope
Absolutely
so,
not.
but yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think he will.
in reality, Matt.
I hope for our sake, because if they get a new manager, we're done. They will
Look, Matt,
will beat
do you know
us.
what, Matt? I talked about it at work today, and I still flipping believe it happens to us all the time, pal. Right?
New
Right?
manager or a new
No,
player or someone comes back.
not even that. Even Ollie stays for that game. You know what's happening? They just come off a flipping 5-0 fucking fashion. They'll go beat us. Trust me. That's Spurs. That's all what happens to us all the time. You know what I mean? And never write United off. I know they are playing some terrible
Nah,
stuff
they
at
got
the
some
minute.
great players, though, haven't they?
It's got some great players, mate. It's hurt you in a flash. You know what I mean? Question for both. How are the new signs performing at the moment? Romero, the only one we can really, and probably Emerson. Romero, I think he's quality, mate.
I'm not sure what to make of Emerson. I think in defence he's good, but I thought I'd see him a bit
We
more
can more,
attacking.
yeah.
But
Maybe
then I
that's to
don't know.
come.
We don't know what his instructions are from the manager. If he's been told to stay back, then it's it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, me personally, Romero.
Romero looks fucking good, mate. He's an aggressive defender that we haven't had. He can bring it out of into midfield as well, can't he? That run he did yesterday I don't know if you saw it, through the West Ham kind of midfield, and then he just played the wrong pass. Should have played it to Son rather than Kane. But yeah, there are glimpses there.
Marta Sarr.
Well, he hasn't joined us, but he looks good.
No. But he's still playing for Metz, and mate, seriously, I know it's only the French league and it's not great, but seriously, mate, this guy, he played against PSG, mate. And he got man of the match in that game as well. He is some player.
I like Brian Hill. I think he will be a good player.
I think potential going forward, yes, under a different manager. Under Ten Hag, he is a Ten Hag player. Brian Hill. Absolutely. That style of play, that's how he likes on the front foot. I mean, that sort of small, looking gravity player, you know what I mean? Top 943 say, Tottenham here to help every club. We're always given. Absolutely, top 943. Dar says, I wonder why Gill hasn't been starting really. I don't think he's quite ready in my eyes to start.
Nah, it looks a bit lightweight.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the players Paratici is targeting to sign in January? I think it's a striker. I think Flatovic is number one target, I think.
I just want a fucking second striker. I don't care who it is. I'd take Vinicius again, just because he can get goals.
Absolutely. So after all that, Matt, yeah, we've talked about the man we could have had, Paratici, Nuno. I said, so after we're talking about all this, does the problems come down to Enoch and Levy still? I mean, this goes back on their heads, isn't it? I mean, they're the one who did bring in Paratici. They're the ones who didn't want to bring in Conte for what reason they didn't want to bring in Ten Hag. Apparently, that he didn't want to come to Tottenham anyway. They're bringing Nuno.
He definitely wanted to come.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all smoke screens again. They're bringing Paratici. Obviously, in fair, he has got rid of a load of players, and he's bringing some 1 or 2 quality players as well, potentially. So yeah, I'm that's probably the best thing that's come out of this paratici. I think Nuno waste of time, me personally. But yes, it is down to them, and it's been down to them not just for this season, for a fair seasons now, a fair few seasons. I mean, and I do agree with what people do say on Twitter. You know what I mean? Where they're coming from when they say, I mean, 20 years now and they still get it wrong. I mean, it is their problem. But that's what we say. These guys, while the stadium is going to be full still, people still buying merchandise, still people buying inside the stadium. Yeah. Sellouts most games, right? Why would they go? As you said there, Matt, they're making flipping over £1 million every game. You know what I mean? At home. Why would they go? Why would they go? You know what I mean? This is, I mean, and this is what I'm trying to say. I mean, Nuno will be gone before leaving thing. Yes, we can protest, but as Matt said, it has to be a mass protest. It has to be everyone stop going, mass walkout. Everyone stop going, stop spending, and that's the only way the club will stand up. These owners will stand up and listen to what's going
And
on.
somehow get it into the media. Like if it's a mass walkout, it will be on Sky Sports News or the little silly ones recently. They're not going to get on the news.
Yeah, I mean, just big up to Brian and Daniel.
Yeah, no, big up to Brian, obviously.
Absolutely, seriously, mate. He's working hard. He's banging that drum, mate, and he's not giving up until it happens. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And if I live closer, mate, I'll be there with you, Brian. Seriously, mate. Fair play to you guys who was there, mate. I know 2030, mate. You've got to make small steps. I mean,
yeah,
to go and to where you want to be. You know what I mean? And that's where you started, these small steps. And I think it will grow, Brian. You know what I mean? But
I really hope so.
Me and Matt not sipping saying it's pointless these videos, but I think Brian's calling out for him as well. You know what I mean, they have to be bigger. They have to be massive. You know what I mean, and you see all these Spurs fans who are calling out Enoch and leaving and all that, mate. And only 20 or 30 turn up for a protest. And this is what it's about, Matt, isn't it? I mean, what's the point of calling Levy and Enoch out? They want it out.
And they keep going to games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And these are the people who still go games. I don't care what people say. These are the people who still go to the stadium and say, Enoch out, Enoch. Well, fucking get out the stadium then. Don't go into that game. Don't pay for the season ticket. Don't pay for merchandise or drinks, something like that. I mean, so what's your things on this, Matt?
Yeah, as I said, it is a collective thing, but I do think it's mainly their problem. It goes back down to that.
Stop there. Less until I die, Chris. Good evening, gentlemen. He's saying Nuno out, Bruce in. He's a fucking man.
He's unbelievable. I don't want Steve Bruce. No. Fuck's sake.
Oh, well, I'm watching this off you, Chris, and we're still above you in the league. It's been a crazy season. We've been absolutely shit, and we're still above you. And United. It's amazing. But Chris, thanks for coming. Go on, mate. Matt, sorry, mate.
As I said, like it's a collective thing, but the main problem is the board and Enoch and Levy. It all comes down, it's been many years, but I look back at that, when we had Poch and that summer that we didn't spend any money. It's all stemmed from that. Didn't refresh when you should have. Even if you just got a couple of players in that just, keep refreshing the side. All the top sides do it. All the, I look at Liverpool, they didn't rest on their laurels with their front three. They went, all right, well, we're going to go and get Jota. And then Jota can come in if Firmino's not pulling his weight or Salah or Mane. Do you know what I mean? So it's buying, good backups as well and good for competition places. So yeah, I think that hurt us. I think our time was after the Champions League final. That was our time to go and really go big, or go big-ish. Bruno Fernandes would have made a massive difference to our side. Ruben Diaz was linked, Skriniar, Grealish, loads of these sort of players that would have changed our side dramatically, or giving us a lot more competition for places. And you never know where we might have been. We would have been we would have still been up there and challenging. We wouldn't be in this mess. And yeah, but I think the board need to, with Paratici. I think he's there to obviously we hate the word, but rebuild. He's there to. I think he's there to clear out the crap. To be honest, I think he started in the summer, and I think in January, and he'll be looking for deals and things where he can swap players for other sort of players and things like that. I think it'll be a a clever move, but I do think hopefully we've got to go through a bit more of the bad times, to hopefully again get to the good times. But I think Paratici's been brought in to try and deflect off the board, but to maybe try and help the football side of things, which they've taken the eye off the ball since with the stadium builds and stuff like that. And also, I can't forgive Levy and Enoch for the timing of moving stadium when we were on the up. We played at White Hart Lane that last season. We were unbeaten. I still believe one more season there we could have. If we would have bought a couple more, I think we could have gone on and won the league there. I really do, because I think we just had it. We had that momentum and that the fans loved the old stadium when the atmosphere was always rocking that last year. And when the crowd's on you, it's not as sort of far away, but it's you're right in the sort of action. And I don't think the moves to Wembley and all that rubbish helped. And then the stadium delay, but sort of they should have concentrated on the football side of things rather than the marketing side of things, and that's what I can't forgive them for.
They've done it all wrong, Matt. They've done it all wrong.
Yeah, they have done it all wrong. But
when it was at White Lane, they just built a team to go into a nice stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I think proper clubs do it. I mean, and that's where we should. I know we was only getting 36,000, but 36,000 every week, mate, week in, week out, innit? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
And that's where we should plough the money into that. Build foundations in the team, then got this shanky new stadium and this nice training facilities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let's just say Chris says got to go. Great show and banter, guys. Spurs let me down on predictions again. I should learn. Laugh out loud. Stay safe. Yes, Chris. Thank you very much,
Cheers,
pal.
Chris.
And everyone get over to Leicester Till I Die TV.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic guy. Seriously. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. And get over to each channel, show him some love, guys. Doesn't matter if it's Leicester. We should all be following each other. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter which club you support. You know what I mean? All help out each other. That's brilliant. Dar says, I think being in a good spot in January could be a key. If you guys are still above Leicester, Arsenal, and Man U, you can get the players they want. Yes, quite a fair point, Matt.
Mm-hmm. But I think I think also if we're in a worse position, then we definitely need to go and get players. I do think January's a big window for us now.
It's a big window. I hate the January transfer window, Matt.
Yeah. I mean, the problem you're going to have is loads of clubs are going to know that Spurs need to buy a striker.
Absolutely.
And they create a midfielder, and they're going to go, oh yeah, what are you going to offer us then? Oh, so and so have offered us 15. If you want him, you got to pay 20 or 25. Because clubs will take the piss.
That's what I'm saying, mate. Seriously.
So,
and this is the problem we've got, isn't it? This is the problem we've got.
I think we're going to have to do a loan or something just to get a striker in, just for the rest of the season. To be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's options out there, like you say, mate. There are options. I look at Wolves. They got that Wang Hee Chan from on loan from Leipzig. He looks like a good player, mate. How many goals has he scored? 4 or 5 this season.
Absolutely.
So
if we get 10 hard, go and raid Ajax for a couple of players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So is it Navras? Is it Navras?
Neres, yeah, David
Neres.
Neres.
Good player.
Yeah,
very good player. You know what I mean? some good,
Well, I
some
mean,
really
look,
good players.
look what he's done with that Haller, the West Ham striker.
I know,
He's left
I know.
West Ham and he's top Champions League goal scorer. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
so he improves players as well, which is, I think we're going to need a manager like that.
Absolutely, mate. Dar says, what do you think about getting Todd Carter from Norwich? He's got a bit stale on it.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm not saying he's not a good player and all that. Would he come into Tottenham and change things? No, me personally. Time to tell, but I don't think as the type of
players than Todd Cantwell. I'm sorry.
Absolutely, Matt. They're not the sort of players.
If more like Newcastle were to go down, I'd be targeting a couple of their players because I do think they've got 2 or 3 good ones.
Absolutely. And here he is. Look, Jake's back. Look, he's still flipping glowing after yesterday. Look, from what you've seen so far, can Liverpool win the league, or does it rely on Salah continue to perform stuff? That's it. You just nailed it on the head there. An injury to Salah or Mane or Firmino or something like that.
Yeah, if they can stay fit, all season, I'll give them a great chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with that as well. I saw a clip where Romero is shouting to a player, and I think Tottenham needed that aggression. But absolutely, I saw that, and someone said he spat him. That's why he got the reaction from L.
I haven't heard that, and if he did, he would have been pulled up on it by now, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I've seen the video. I mean,
he shouted at him for
slow
diving.
down,
it was a great
and
tackle.
In normal speed. It doesn't seem like he's gone down and spat. I think he's gone down and told him, mate, get up.
Fucking get up, you. Yeah, probably an Argentinian, but yeah.
And Jake said, please beat the Manx next week and finish them off. No Nuno sideways FC football, please.
We might as well call ourselves Harry Winks FC because if it's sideways FC, we might as well call us that.
Oh dear, Jesus Christ. But Matt, that's the question, mate, isn't it? They still are the number one problematic club. But if they're not going to go, mate, we can't keep up.
We can't. We have to find another solution if they're not going to
go. The next solution is Nuno's not doing. He's not doing his job, mate, and he's out of his depth. He needs to go. I mean, so yeah. So we've been on here now an hour and 50, guys, and me and Matt's gone through it all. We've had what we want. Hopefully, you guys wanted to hear. I mean, and we do know ENIC are the big problem. We know they're the number one problem at his club. They have been for the last 20 years. They've always concentrated on the business side of it. I mean, making money, and that's what business people do, mate. I don't fall for that, mate, because they're entitled to it. It's their business, isn't it? It's their business.
Yep.
And businessmen do what businessmen do, and they just make money. I mean, it's a shame. It's really a shame. And he calls himself a proper Tottenham fan. And he loves the club and all that. If he loves the fucking club, he will stop what he's doing now, mate, and concentrate on the playing side. I really do.
Or sell it.
Or sell it. Yeah, absolutely. If they've got no intentions to sell it, Matt, I mean, me personally, I would back into the team. Then at least we can say, do you know what? We're not their fans. You know what I mean? But they are trying. I mean, that's what we want. We want to try.
I just want to see, us have a good depth. A couple, 2 strikers at the club. Maybe a creative midfielder. We're not asking for loads.
No,
we're just asking for a bit. Put money put in. I do think they've started with, sort of with the summer. Obviously, Romero is a loan to buy, isn't it? But
I can see where other fans come from, Matt. Be careful what you wish for. That is a true saying. It is very true, and it is in some way, Matt, how we look at it with Daniel Levy and co. Because if they do go on sale, mate, because how do we know these another owners will come in and and
That's
change
true.
the fortunes. And it is. I know people are not going to like me hearing this, what I'm saying, but it is true. You have to be reality. You have to have a reality check, and in that side of it, I mean, how do we know these next owners are coming and plough the money in, and it could be false hope. You know what I mean? Have they got the club at heart? I don't think so at the minute. I really do. I really don't. It's got business at heart. They got money at heart. That's all they got in it.
But
Um,
I think if they want to, grow the business more and get more events and
Matt, I've got no squirm about this event. I think it's
no,
a great idea.
as long as we're
I think it's
seeing
a
that
fantastic
money
idea.
go back into the team, I don't have a
Absolutely,
problem with it.
100%. I
But if
agree.
they're doing it and I'm seeing Jackal on the pitch, then I'm not
Yeah,
going to be happy about it. I'd rather us just
absolutely.
concentrate on us
Um,
for a bit. Fuck the events and let's get Tottenham back.
that's what
That
that's what
should be
that's
your
what I'm
number
saying.
one priority. Events come and go, but you know Tottenham and
I think money has hit every club. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
what we've
I'm,
gone
I'm,
through. You
I'm,
know what I mean?
I'm, I reckon
I
it's
think
hit us.
he's trying his best. I think.
Yeah,
Um,
I do
all
think
I can,
money's hit us the hardest because I think we had so many events scheduled before the pandemic to try and get the money back. Obviously, we owe because of a loan that it was hit. But hopefully, we've had the NFL back now. We've had Anthony Joshua fight.
but this is
There
what
are
I'm trying to say. That I think because the pandemic struck every club,
yeah,
and they've lost someone. I think he's trying to repair it, Matt,
trying
and
to
trying to get
balance
a
the
load of
books.
events. Try
Yeah,
and get a load of events and try and get money back into the
and
club.
then plough it back in or give it to
Yeah,
Paratici and
and
go look.
and
You got.
hopefully that's the way he wants to go. You know what I mean?
I think that's
And
why they had to
maybe
do. That's why they had to do so many loans this summer because then they can go and spend next summer or make deals happen in January as
had
well.
one season
Maybe.
like with full fans at the club. You know what I mean? Full fans in the stadium, Matt,
Yep.
and making money again. You know what I mean? And have all these events on. And maybe next summer we do flipping kick on and flipping, but definitely still number one priority. Enoch
Yep.
and Daniel Levy.
I
If
think
they're not going to want to
well, I think number one
spend,
priority at the moment is to work out the manager situation here.
and I will say if please Spurs, if you listen, I know you do watch some of these social medias. I mean, please listen. This comment here, Mark Overmars apparently to Christopher is in talks with Newcastle, becoming the sporting director of football, a director of football, and he's already identified the manager, and we know who that is. That is Ten
Ten
Hag,
Hag.
100%. If that's true, he's identified, and it'll be Ten Hag, 100%. Conte will go United. Ten Hag will go to Newcastle. Fuck me, that's Spursy all over. Absolutely, absolutely. We got to react to this if that's true. Yes, mate, he's more than balance in the books than success on the pitch. Yeah, it's true what me and Matt was just saying there. See, absolutely. But if on the other hand, though, see, if what me and Matt was speaking about, if it is, he is trying his hardest to get these events and get money in. I mean, but
I,
we'll have
I,
to wait and see that.
I do think he realised he has fucked it. I do. I do think if he could go back, obviously he would. I just think they're in so much of a mess that he's brought Paratici in to obviously try and repair some of it and hopefully Levy can concentrate on more of the business side and let the football side be dealt with someone who knows kind of sort of what they're doing or it's their profession. But
Yeah,
like I said, we'll have to have another stream at some point when maybe in a few months' time or after January and we see where the club's at. I suppose.
yeah, absolutely, Matt. See, say 20 years, mate. He's a failure. Yeah, I'm not going away to saying he's not a failure. You know what I mean? But to where he took over as a football club, to
Yeah.
where we are now, we are probably in a better situation, business wise, financial wise.
Well, we're like the
It's got a
eighth
nice
richest club
stadium.
in the world or
It's
something.
just the other side of the aspect, isn't it, Matt?
It's
It's
the
the
football
playing
side.
side.
They've got
It's the football
everything
side.
else right. They've got the stadium right. They've got the all the well, they need to get the naming right sorted. That would be massive if we can get that sorted because that's more money coming in.
I mean,
But I'm sure they must be trying. They're not stupid. Like they must know that this is bad at the moment, and if it gets worse, it could get. People will stop coming, and they will lose money. And when they lose money, they will think. I mean, I think they're losing money now because I think I I do reckon. I know other fans, you know, turn up, but what happens next season if you get all these 18-year season ticket holders that have been loyal and then they go, nah, fuck this, if they don't see the direction?
yeah,
Like, they'll
I,
know, like,
yeah.
and, once you've given it up, it's not cheap, is it? It's just near enough 2 grand for the year, isn't it? So it's, yeah, I don't know. I think we've tried to give a balanced sort of view because I think me and they're not going anywhere. So I think we have to
Yeah,
deal with them and just hope they put the money from all the money they make
because
from the
it's not
NFL.
worth getting high rated, upset, and flipping angry
No,
about it. Because we know, be realistic to yourself. Be realistic. We want Levy out. I mean, I'll say that again for the millionth time. We want them, but they're not going nowhere.
and I
So
can't
the
see anyone
next
paying 3.5
target,
billion.
that's absolutely the next target, is we go after Nuno. He's not performing on the pitch. He's not. He's not bringing nothing to Tottenham. We have to look elsewhere. We have to act quick. Ten Hag is there at the minute. I don't think he'll be there at the end of the week. Trust me.
Mm. Yeah, and I suppose another thing, with Nuno, you got players like Dylan Markande that he brought on the other day. He brought him on for about 5 minutes. Give him
Yeah,
20, 15, 20 minutes. Give him a go. I'll tell you what, for that 5 minutes, I think he spun one of their defenders and then he just couldn't really do much else with it. But there was glimpses, there. I
yeah.
think I think use this Europa Conference as a development thing now. I think sack it off. I really do. I think
We just
bring the
need.
youngsters in,
We
bring
just
Niall
need.
Johns, bring your youngsters in, let them play. And who cares?
We need.
Oh,
We need.
Spurs
We
got
need.
knocked out the Conference League. Yeah, but we played our fucking development side. So who
Yeah,
cares? We won't get taken the piss out of for that.
Matt. I just think we need to go out and buy one or two big players. Seriously, the youngsters will come. You know what I mean? I think there's too early for them at the minute.
Well,
I
I
think.
want. I think we need to go maybe a bit more prem proven. To be, I know it's expensive, but we need them to hit the ground running like that.
Yeah,
We
and
missed out on Danny Ings. That's the one we should have got as a second or strike. He would have kept Kane out the side. Playing like he is.
but what do you got the service, mate? The way we're playing at the minute.
I mean, you never know because if it was a new player, and don't forget Danny Ings can press. He's actually quite quick. So
Yeah,
then, if the game
I
is
see
to
where you're coming
press
from. I don't think
high,
Nuno would have changed the way he plays even if Danny Ings comes in. I think would have been sitting here now, Matt, and talking for fuck's sake, got
no, I
Danny
know,
Ings in the
but
fucking thing, and fucking we
yeah, I
still
know.
can't get no service in the box. And
But then at least you could maybe go to try and change your formation in game, like a 4-4-2 or a 3-5-2, you can't do that at the moment because we haven't got
no,
the players. So
yeah,
as much as I don't like him, I do kind of feel a bit bad for him because I don't know what else he can really do. Because I look at that bench and I go, who's a game changer on there? Lo Celso's not really going to hit you a worldie. Dele Alli, don't know what he's doing. Winks, crap. Hill, too young. It's so much pressure to bring on for a guy who's not even used to the league yet. Bergwijn hasn't scored in 15 months. I mean, you look at that bench and you go, where's the imagination? Where's the spark going to come from? I look at other teams' benches and I'm like, you know, Crystal Palace go and get Edouard. They got him and Benteke. They got 2 strikers. I'm pretty sure I could name you most clubs that have 2 strikers in the league. We must be one of the only ones who doesn't. We must be.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
but we can't do nothing about it. How can we, Matty, until
No.
January?
But we have to. This squad can play better than it is at the moment.
It just literally, seriously, what I'm hearing now, that if Newcastle are really serious, that they've got the money, mate. They got the money. They'll Ten Hag will, but that's if he wants a job. You know what I mean? It's not all
Yeah, he
plain
might
sailing,
look
is
at it
it?
and go, "Well, you still might go down." He's not going to want to go
Yeah.
into the
So
Championship, is it? If Spurs want him, they need to act quick.
absolutely, and giving Nuno till Christmas. Oh no, please, it's. I mean,
I'll give him the Burnley game. I think I'll go. Let's see what we can do Wednesday. If that goes badly, or we play shit and don't win, or whatever, then I'd probably be considering near the chop, or I'd go to him, or I'd go to him. Look, all right, if you don't beat United on Saturday, you're out, mate. I'd give him an ultimatum.
absolutely, matey.
Let's see if it gives him a kick up the arse where he can go, right, I need to fucking pull my finger out here.
Absolutely. Noel, thanks for coming in on Facebook there, matey. Nuno has no passion. Yeah, it's what we spoke about, mate. He's got nothing. No passion. That's what Matt was saying there. But in that photo of Moyes and look at Nuno's completely opposite. And you've got to show
No
some
passion,
passion.
no tactics, and shit subs.
Yeah, absolutely. See, you say Spurs have to sack Nuno in the morning and get someone serious in before we end up with shit again. Absolutely agree with that, matey. Apparently, Antonio Conte rejected the Newcastle job. If Ten Hag gets the Newcastle job and Conte gets, would you guys be? No, I'm not sold on this Fonseca. I don't know nothing about him, so I hate going into the unknown, Matt. I really do. But I could point it could be spring of surprise. Tottenham Hotspur said there's no way we're getting Ten Hag, no chance. Why not? Why not? Why not? Come on, seriously. Gattuso still free, not a chance, no chance. Get that guy away. Jeff Franklin says, why would Ten Hag go Newcastle for money? Money talks. It's Ten Hag knows he'll probably get 10 million a year. And he'll probably get fucking shed loads of 300 million to spend on players. Why not? I know it's flipping cold up here in North.
But then I feel like Ten Hag, he's not the type of manager that is spending loads of money. He kind of likes to. I think Ajax are kind of similar to Spurs in the way they like to promote youth. Bring through youngsters, do it on improve players, and have an overall team. I think if he went to someone like Newcastle, I don't think he'd quite know. I think too much money he'd buy too many prima donnas, and they might I think he'd. Well, that's just me. So I just think he'd be better suited to someone like us. I think we play the type of football that Ajax do, or I think we can do anyway.
Newcastle always goes on that number 9. You got to play that number 9 role in it. That style of football. They always are the big strikers up there. Joe Frank says, I feel like the project at Spurs will suit him. What Matt was just saying as well, more than going Newcastle and just spending. See, of course they do. They're the richest in the world. Hyper says also, if you check Twitter, there are some stories about Paulo Fonseca going to Newcastle. Noel says agree. Where was that? Noel, he's saying bring back Mason. Back we'll do, but this is Mason. These players like Kane and Sons and that, I don't think they look up to Mason, mate. Seriously, I can see where you're coming from. He's an ex-Spurs player and all that. La-li-da-li-da. Yeah, so he ain't done fuck all, was he? To be honest, I mean, okay, he said, "Oh, the win percentage." Don't bring stats to me.
He's done more than Nuno.
He's done, yeah, but Matt, it's not the way forward, mate. You don't sack Nuno and go back to Mason. You might as well just fucking keep Nuno till the end of the season. So what's the fucking point of going back to Mason? You need a fucking quality now. You know what I mean? Don't keep going back to Masons. If Newcastle signs Fonseca, then Ten Hag go Tottenham. We'll see what happens. I mean, but Matt, we've been on for 2 hours now, mate.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's better. I've got to have some tea yet before I go to bed. So
I've got to go sleep. I'll get up at 10 to 6.
Yeah, same as me, matey. So, guys, thanks for everyone who's tuned in tonight. We've had some good numbers. We've had the same old crowd in, which is brilliant, who support the channel. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks from me and Matt and Premier Hotspur TV that you all support the channel and you keep coming back in, all the regulars. Ten Hag had no chance, guys. Give the keys to Leslie King. No, absolutely not. So, guys, thank you very much coming on and supporting the channel and listening to what me and Matt and we listen to you guys. Brilliant comments in the as well. So guys, from Premier Hotspur TV, guys. I've been Simon, guys. This has been Matt, the co-host.
Yes,
And yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, the sack race starts now. I mean, Nuno versus Ollie at the weekend. If Ollie survives this long, so I can see Nuno surviving that long. Ollie, I think that may be his last game, but the sack race starts. So
El Sakiko.
El Sakiko, here you go. El Sakiko. Absolutely. So, I said, guys, from us, good night, God bless, and enjoy the rest of the week, guys. Me and Matt will be back at some point with the United preview. It's on Saturday evening, Matt. Maybe do one Friday, Matt, in the evening if you're free. As if you're free.
I am free.
Oh, hey, we'll do Man United, then I'll get that sorted tomorrow. Then, so guys, thank you very much. God bless, and we'll see you Friday. So from us, guys, we'll leave you with this. Good night. God bless. Good night. God bless, guys. And come on, Spurs. Enid out. Leave it out. Nuno out.
Nuno out.
Yeah, absolutely.